not alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion. Be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion. Be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion. Be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution.
They wanna count me out. Next time pick a higher number. Next time you should run for cover. Next time let the giants slumber. They wanna keep me down. No amount of your words get humble. That spirit that refused to crumble. Got the wrong line, reduce the mumbles. 2 a.m. on first. Imitate vultures how they lurk. 10 toes with it, I'm out of eye with you, boy. Challenge the best with your worst. This is my turf. Way I move is inertia. Can't be stopped, it's unheard of. From the dirt, sweat got my feet muddy. Spin my wins, they might search you. On my word, path took plenty turns and broke my confidence and curse.
Pick up, pick up, pick up! Come on, come on!
Eyes on the battle, not your screen, Commander.
I was thinking we could use some backup. Yes! Now, Ryan!
Steal your pride, Wolf. The fish girl is winning.
Woo!
He's mine.
Not bad, little leader.
Guessing you have a plan, Commander.
We win. reach out, take it, it's yours to keep. And the sun is high, shining in my eyes, moving west to lead us to paradise. All that's underneath, draw it out of me. I see visions of everything we always dream. When the morning comes, stars and sky above, will you be ready? When I'm out here in the weeds, got my sights set on where sky meets sea. Always looking for a sign. I see it all on the horizon line. I see it all on the horizon I see it all on the horizon Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment. No, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. I'll make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. Got
so I eat. And I don't know defeat, I only know the heat. I only know the grind, I only know the sweet. Yo, I miss sweat, I only know the best. That's up on my chest, I only know the reps. I only know what's next, nothing more, nothing less. All on my name, I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name. I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name. Y'all trying to move chains, I ain't into playing games, I ain't into naming names, but I mean it just the same. When I name and the lights turn to flame, and the flame turn to ash, but the goal will remain. Yeah, goal on my name, I've been watching all the game, and I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name. I've been watching all the game, and I'm trying to make moves.
They want this for foot show. I'm excited. Are you to see this match live right now?
Welcome, guys. We are here bringing you the Esports Club Community Cup July Open powered by Zotac Gaming in partnership with Riot Games. I am Fireball, and with me is none other than the mid-lane prodigy of India, Kaka.
Quite an introduction, thank you.
And so we are going to be dealing with the best of 3 quarterfinals here in the July Community Open. And we have with us YAKUZA Gaming and UNTAMEABLE Beast. So UNTAMEABLE Beast from India and YAKUZA Gaming from Sri Lanka. So a battle between 2 neighboring countries in this game of League of Legends. So let's just have a look at the tournament overview and brackets and take it away, Kaka.
Yeah. Okay, so again, it has been a single elimination bracket. Round of 32 was a best of 1. That would happen on 22nd July. 23 July, we had the round of 16, again, best of 1. Yesterday, I think our top 2 teams already faced each other, unfortunately, but that was a best of 3, as we have another best of 3 today in the quarterfinals. Semi-finals will be conducted tomorrow and the day after. That will be Friday and Saturday, and then the grand finals follows up on 28th July, which will be on Sunday. Prize pool for this tournament has been 50,000 rupees. First place will get 30,000 rupees and second place will get 20,000 rupees. And this is only season 1, guys, so we will have more tournaments coming up soon, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, like you mentioned, little unfortunate that we had the 2 best teams, or should I say the favorites of this tournament going against each other in the quarterfinals itself. But I'm pretty sure that brings in more excitement for the tournament as we have a level of uncertainty of what's going to happen. So as we see Temple of Kings beating Altar of Kings 2-0, which is quite a surprise, I would say. We would have expected a 3-game series there, but Temple of Kings has been historically one of the strongest teams in South Asia, let alone India. So they come out on top against Altar of Kings. And today we will be dealing with UNTAMEABLE Beast and YAKUZA Gaming. Let's see if these dark horses can upset the old, established giants of the game in the subcontinent.
Yeah, and we also had Reign of Terror versus Gamers V1.4. That was a 2-0 as well. I think there's a trend here that we are following. Again, NTO versus Dopamine Seekers 2-0. Talking about yesterday's game, Temple of Kings versus Altar of Kings, that was not a convincing game too by Temple of Kings, and I think I left the screen and I just, for 15 minutes and I thought it would be 1-1 and we would be tied, but something happened and Temple of Kings again pulled it off, so props to them.
I mean, yeah, as I was watching the game, it was looking like Temple of Kings were in due for a smooth win, but the Vayne from Dead Corporal just started picking up kills left and right. And there were a few hiccups. I hope that Temple of Kings can brush that up from their side, and we'll have a banger of a semi-final later on. So as we know, the winner of this game will be playing Temple of Kings in the semi-finals, which will be held tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
all right.
And we're just letting the viewers know that Riot has indeed come in the South Asian subcontinent, and we have a lot of social medias for you guys to follow so that you can be up to date with all of the new tournaments that are gonna be coming up. So we want you to follow all the socials, which are League of Legends in SA. So that is @ League of Legends in SA all over on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The links of which will be provided in the description box below. And we will go right into the matchup screen right now. The lobby has been made, and we are ready for the first game of this best of 3 series between YAKUZA Gaming and UNTAMEABLE Beasts. So, Kaka, do you know anything about the teams coming up, and what do you expect going into the game?
I mean, I know as much as you do, and I am expecting a bloodbath. I saw on the chat earlier some person said that 30 plus kills and untamable beasts have been really good this tournament. So I think that has lifted my hopes up for this series. And talking about it, Yakuza Gaming has won the toss and has chosen red side for the first game. So untamable beasts will be on the blue side. I think blue side is a favorable side in this game currently, and as you get the first pick, and there aren't a lot of counter picks that are happening in the current meta. So
I mean, yeah,
very interesting by
historically-
Yakuza Gaming. Yeah,
Going over the pro scene as well, it's just generally blue side has a higher win rate compared to red side. It's not balanced and been discussed for many years. Coming over to the thing that you said it's going to be a bloodbath, I expect nothing else from good old Indian League of Legends. I'm expecting fights from level 1 straight up.
and Sri Lanka.
And yeah, Sri Lankan, historically, the teams like Lanka Lions, PNX have given us a lot of good games. So I hope Yakuza Esports live up to the name and give us good quality games of League of Legends. And let's see, Sri Lankan players usually were known for picking up some kind of pocket picks, who were not in the meta as much. So let's see if they can surprise us with the draft and not go with the meta picks right now. I'm very excited to look for the draft, which will be coming up shortly.
Yeah, and I'm expecting again a lot of pocket picks and not really a very meta favored game. But let's see what these teams have cooked for us, and I can't wait for the games to start as well, especially the champ select, because that will tell us a story of the whole series in the first game itself, essentially.
So the Riot Discord is pinned on the chat on YouTube, so you guys can all follow and join that server to be up to date with all of the tournaments that's going to be happening. Like I mentioned, this is just the inaugural season of the Community Cup. We are going to be conducting a lot of tournaments with a lot of opportunity for the Indian and South Asian players to take part in League of Legends. So as you all know, the League of Legends the scene has been kind of dry in the past few months and years to come, but a big shout out to the Esports club who have brought it back. And I for one am very excited to bring League of Legends back into the scene and see League of Legends back in the scene. And let's hope all of the players show up big and we see a lot of good tournaments.
Yeah, and guys, don't forget to vote for your favorite team as well for this series, Yakuza Gaming versus Untamable Beasts. Whoever you think is going to win, just vote for them and let's see what you have cooked for us as well.
So we should be getting into the draft pretty soon. Once again, we're just waiting for the players to ready up, get into their positions. Reminding you guys to join the socials, which are in the description box below. And a quick shout out to our sponsor Zotac Gaming for making this tournament possible and bringing you this exciting Community Cup with a big prize pool, which is again one of the many to come. Let's just go over the teams quickly. We have Untamable Beasts from India, a relatively new team with players full of enthusiasm. Pretty sure they'll be looking to put their marks on the Indian scene right now. And from Yakuza Gaming, again a new team from Sri Lanka. So let's just get over and start with the draft of this best of 1, the first game. Best of 3, the first game.
Yeah, and as expected, I think we can expect a lot of pocket pick bans as well. And right off the bat, Vladimir ban, you don't see that a lot followed with the Zac as well. So I think these guys have done their research on each other and they know what to ban against each other. So that's gonna make for a very spicy pick and ban phase.
I mean, yeah, going over to the first game, these players I'm sure would have been going over all day and all night looking at OPGGs of the other players' teams, looking what champions they play a lot, which champions they have the highest win rate on. And certainly, Amumu and Vladimir, Zach and Syndra are not standard bans that we expect. These players have done their research and their homework, and they are probably target banning the players that they fear the most.
Yeah, and again, we are following the trend of target bans. I'm very excited for the first pick. I can't wait to see what it is, and let's see uh, how the draft goes, essentially. I'm quite at a loss of words because these bans are something that you don't see every day, right? You watch a
Yeah.
lot of League of Legends as well, and it's been AD meta with AP junglers everywhere, and you never see an Aphelios
Straight
first
off
pick,
the
so-
bat, we have
Yeah.
a first pick Aphelios over on the blue side. So Aphelios, I'm already excited to see this champion back in action. Not in meta for quite a long time. I don't think any pro scene has been picking it that regularly, and certainly not seeing this champion in my solo queue games. So untamable beasts on the blue side, first picking their AD carry as Aphelios, and YAKUZA Gaming reply with a Kaisa hover. Let's see if that gets locked in.
Yeah, and Kaisa is pretty strong in the current meta. I would say the item builds really favor her. You can make that static shift, go the AP route, or go the AD route as well. Shivana pick is very interesting to me.
I mean, Shivana, I dig Shivana picks because if she gets to farm up, just turn into a dragon, start just spamming your fireball, and just see the enemy team disappear.
Yeah, and okay, I like that. Aphelios, I was wondering if they were going to pick a very aggressive support, which is not going to be protecting the Aphelios a lot, but Rom is a really good pick. Although I would have loved to see Rom picked as a counter pick instead, but yeah, much provided protection for the Aphelios with the Ivan picked up as well. Lots of shields and lots of beefy frontline for the Aphelios.
Like, we know if Aphelios does get to the 3-4 item mark and he's not far behind by that point, very few ADCs can dish out as much DPS as that guy. So the Ivan and Brom certainly are gonna be looking to keep him alive in team fights, try to get him that farm, try to get him ahead and be on level with the Kaisa, who can be a bit of a bully early to mid game. Who definitely is a much stronger champion with 2 items earlier on. So I am excited to see how this Ivan fares. So we are done with the
Yeah.
first phase of the picks. Kaka, how are the teams looking right now?
Yeah, I mean, the Shyvana and Veigar can be flex picks. Veigar can go mid and support. Shyvana can go jungle and top. With Kaisa, you would expect a lot of engage so that Kaisa can follow up, reach the back line, and then eliminate the Aphelios essentially. So it's a very interesting pick and man phase, especially from YAKUZA Gaming, because quite standard picks from Untamable Beasts so far. Very well rounded for the Aphelios, lots of shields again, DP frontline, lots of DPS. So it will be very interesting to see which top and mid do they pick. But coming to Yakuza, like you can't tell if the Shyvana is going to go to jungle or top. I am expecting it to go to the jungle,
Jungle.
but then again, you have to wonder if she's gonna go tanky, she's gonna go AD or AP. Same with the Veigar as well. So it's very interesting coming out from Yakuza Gaming and the bans as well. They have banned Set and Ari, so not focusing one lane.
I mean, yeah, rounding
now,
off the bans from Yakuza Gaming, I think they've just banned one champion from each lane that they do not want to play against. I think that would be the personal preference of the laners. So not focusing on the team comp as of general, probably just end up banning the champions they do not want to play against. But on the side of Untamable Beast, we see a certain focus on the bot side, banning 3 bot laners in the Rakan, Leona, and Jin. So I'm assuming they trust their ADC a lot, so giving him his comfort first pick as well as focusing the bans towards that side of the map and picking the Ivan and Bronze. So I'm assuming that they trust their ADC to carry it.
Yeah, and I like the draft strategy coming out from Untamable. They picked their support pretty early. They are banning the champions that could reach the back line, like Rakan and Leona. So that's really good drafting by them. Mundo picked up by Yakuza Gaming, very beefy. And to counter Fiora, I think that works pretty well for them. I'm not a big fan of Cassiopeia blind, but is it blind because they have already shown Vega? So it's quite interesting. But overall, I think Untamable Beasts have the upper hand so far.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the Vega could have been flex, but it looks like the Vega is gonna go in the mid lane against the Cassiopeia. So I'm really excited to look at this Mundo pick. I, for one, really hate Mundo. Absolute tank of a champion, just refuses to die and dishes out a lot of damage anyway. So after he gets like 3-4 items, suddenly he's sitting at like 10,000 HP with like 600 stacks of hard steel and just bonking away at your carries. Aphelios will really have to position himself better. So we are done with the draft right now. And how are the teams looking for you?
Yeah, I like Untamable Beast draft. I think Mundo should not be that big of a problem because Aphelios can melt tank, so can Cassiopeia, and so can Fiora. And they do have a lot of utility provided to them by the Ivan and Prom as well. Lots of CC in their comp. So I think they have the tools to win the game at least. And I for one think they have won the draft. But you never know because the Shyvana can get fed and her 1E can just demolish the backline as well, right? So you never know. But on paper, I like Untamable Beast draft much more than Yakuza games.
I mean, yeah, at one side, I think the top lane is going to be a little isolated. We have both Mundo and Fiora, which prefer to stay on the sides and split push away. But completely opposite the other team, the Ivan, Brom, Cassiopeia, all of these champions are looking to team fight and constantly look for engages over objectives. Same for the Taric and Veigar with their AoE abilities. So we have a best of both worlds here. The teams are looking for a good matchup in the side lanes, in the top side, and we have good team fight potential for both teams.
Yeah, and a lot of scaling from coming out from both the sides as well. So don't be surprised if it goes to the late game. And guys, don't forget to join the Discord as well. Join the official LOL India in South Asian Discord server for exclusive content giveaways and community tournaments. So keep following that as well. The link is in the description.
Talking about that late game, if it goes to late game, I feel the Aphelios should be a little stronger with the added security from this Ivan. The Ivan shield just goes crazy later on with all the support items as well, and the Brom shield as well. Brom, if plays well, can block all the Shyvana E's as well as the Veigar ultimates and whatnot. Kaisa should be able to position herself properly throughout the fights and dish out a lot of damage, but I also feel I'm on the same page as you. I feel the Untamable Beast, the blue side team, has a better draft advantage right now, but we never know what the laning phase brings us.
They have a lot of range as well to them, which Yakuza Gaming does not have. Kaisa is relatively short ranged. Mundo, Shyvana, Veigar, there's a pattern here that's short range champions against Brom and Ivan. So yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting game, and I think it heavily depends on the early game for Yakuza Gaming and how the Shyvana is setting up the side lanes to gain some advantage. Because if it goes late and if they play it perfectly, which can happen, I think Untamable Beast can be really strong in this one.
Another thing to keep in mind is the Shyvana passive. Shyvana gets stronger with each dragon taken, so let's see if Yakuza Gaming does favor the bot side a little more, considering that Aphelios is not that strong earlier on as well. So I am assuming that bot side plays will be more favoring towards the Untamable Beast.
Yeah, and they do have a strong bot lane early on. Taric and Kaisa are pretty strong, and Aphelios, of course, needs an item or two to fight back. So they will just be farming peacefully. And I don't think it's a bad thing to give out a few dragons to Shyvana early on. I mean, that could be a bit of a debate as well. But yeah, and Shyvana is strong in taking objectives as well, including the grubs, and she can melt them. So yeah, let's see how the junglers focus their early game.
I mean, another thing with the matchups is Shyvana is not that great on ganking on her own because she
Yes.
definitely requires some setup. We do have a lot of setup in all of the lanes. Veigar with his AoE cage and Taric with the stun, so Taric can just put his passive on Shyvana and use her range gap closer with the stun. So I'm assuming the Shyvana can gank, but as a Shyvana, generally you are looking to power farm your way through to level 6, get the dragon form as soon as possible, not looking to waste as much time over ganking, and just get to your first item really quickly, and then just start team fighting with that level 6 and all of the AoE damage that she can dish out.
Yeah, and she doesn't have a lot of setup as well in the lanes as well. I think Mundo does not have a lot of CC. Yes, his Q cleaver can slow the Fiora, but I think Fiora can be a pretty jumpy. She
Mobile
can run
champion,
out
yeah.
of those ganks. Exactly. And in the bot lane as well, I think
Yes,
Taric does have a stun, but Brom again is a beefy champion. So I think it's going to be hard for her to gank. So I think she should power farm, and let's see what happens. I'm expecting a bloody early game regardless. So yeah,
I mean, again, I don't think that would bother Shyvana so much to not be able to gank. I think if her laners can stay safe and not get too aggressive earlier on, it just goes uh, to a later point in the game. So she should be happy with just farming and just expect their laners to do well on their own earlier on and not requiring a lot of assistance from her. So definitely Shyvana is the champion to see from the side of the red team. On the blue side, I think I am keeping my eyes on this Aphelios. I'm really excited. The first pick, without any hesitation, they took like 0 seconds to lock that in, and they have taken 2 support champions to keep the Aphelios safe. Aphelios definitely not the easiest ADC to play. You have a lot of options. You should know your cycles and you should know when to use what guns. And let's see how well this Aphelios can pull it off. Definitely, all the pressure is on him from his side.
yeah, and the game has started, so we'll be jumping into the game pretty soon as well. For Untameable Beast, I have to speak about their early game in terms of how many pushing lanes that they have, as we can clearly see. Fiora, Cassiopeia, Aphelios, and Brom, they're all going to push in. So that gives a lot of freedom to the Ivan to do whatever he wants and gain that early scuttle crab priority as well.
I mean, let's go, guys. This is the first game of the Esports Cup Community Cup and powered by Zotac Gaming. We are live into the first game, ready for the best of 3 quarterfinals. Let's just quickly look at the lane stage at 3 minutes. As expected, Fiora has pushed in the Mundo, and the junglers look like they started opposite. So Shyvana started the bot side and has completed a full clear, is on the top side right now. The Ivan has done the same, started on his blue, completed a full clear, and is on his Krugs right now.
Yeah, and the scuttle crabs are about to spawn as well in 10 seconds. I think it's going to be a trade of scuttle. We see a heavy trade in the top lane. That Fiora counter pick is coming in quite handy right now. And Shyvana
I mean,
is
yeah,
moving
Fiora just
top.
looking to just pop all those vitals as soon as can. In the bottom lane as well, we see a quick skirmish going on. So, Kaka, let's just quickly go over the runes that we have. Oh, in the
and
top lane,
Fiora does
meanwhile, we
spawn a
see a
flash.
Shyvana gank forcing the flash out of the Fiora, but a flash follow-up Q from the Dr. Mundo takes down Fiora, and we have first blood from the side of YAKUZA Gaming. Really well executed by YAKUZA Gaming, getting the first blood onto that Mundo and giving him a head start.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure if Fiora should have died there because she clearly saw Big Boss coming from the top lane. It was warded, and I think you just take a step back there and just survive. I think that's a very bad first blood to give away, and he's choosing not to TP top and he's gonna walk. I think that's not the worst decision because he is going to catch this wave. But Mundo gains a lead, and let's see what he makes. He might make the Bramble West and just counter Fiora from get-go, essentially.
I mean, yeah, the Mundo definitely got a head start up. Fiora didn't miss a lot of CS from that because it was a cannon wave, but as you mentioned, it is little unacceptable to die from a gank if you have seen the jungler. That too was Shyvana walking up the entire distance. She definitely should have backed off. So maybe she got baited by looking at the Mundo HP. But regardless, we move on. Looking at the CS numbers at 5 minutes, the Aphelios doing pretty well for himself, has pushed in the Kaisa and the Taric as we would expect from his AoE flamethrower. CS number all around the board, pretty even.
Yeah, pretty even, but the bot lane is going to lose out on a few in the near future, I guess. Kiki. Aphelios and Brom are pushing Kaisa and Taric pretty hard in the bot lane. I think that's a lot of priority, and we see an invade coming in from Shyvana, and he's checking Ivan's camps and getting the timers down. So that's pretty smart from him.
Oh my god, it's like a little painful to watch already with this lead. Mundo is bullying away the Fiora so much. Came back into lane with the giant belt and just poking away with that grass of the Undying. But the wave
Yeah.
is building up towards the side of the Fiora.
Yeah, and she has turned 6. And I'm not a big fan of what Mundo has bought. I think a Bramble West and a boot would have been the better
Yeah, exactly. I was
choice.
thinking about that as well. Just going out flat HP against a champion like Fiora, not the best of decisions because the Fiora obviously does HP damage with her vitals. A Bramble West would
Exactly.
have been much better.
I think Fiora's in trouble here.
I mean,
think
the
she
Mundo
might-
does have his ultimate, chooses not to
Oh.
use it because the cleaver will miss, but we see Untamable Beasts have started out the dragon as they would have seen the Shyvana back off from the bot side and they will get the first dragon
Yeah,
uncontested.
and that's down to the early push that Untamable Beasts have gotten for themselves in the bot lane that frees them up to move for the dragon as well. And I don't think Yakuza Gaming had any idea that the dragon was going down because you could see a lot of things going down towards Grubs.
I mean, the Fiora using her
Shivan-
ultimate right now, procs 3 vitals quickly, but the Mundo is hammering away, and with the
Oh.
grasp of the Undying, he takes down Fiora, so that's another solo kill into the top lane. So this Mundo is gonna start becoming a problem real quick.
Yeah, and he once he gets accelerated, I think it's gonna be a very tough game, especially for Fiora.
Shyvana uses her ult as well, engaging onto the level 5 Ivan, but nothing comes out of it. But I think the Ivans are gonna back up from the grubs. So Yakuza Gaming will get away with the first 3 grubbies and use the extra tower damage.
Yeah, and I think the top lane's quite done already. We are 7 minutes in, but the lead that Mundo has, unless he dies here, you can see Shyvana coming
Shyvana
up
walking
again.
up
Oh, this
into the
is
lane
bad.
again. The flamethrower will land. She does not have flash right now. Dashes away, but is gonna be forced out of lane. She does have the teleport though, a big wave. But if they play it well, I don't think they should let her catch the wave. I think they've decided to back away, so Fiora
Yeah,
can
I
just
mean,
catch the wave up.
not the worst decision because Ivan was topside and it can be turned around because Mundo is quite low on HP, although he has his ultimate almost back. He is going to rush that Warmogs first. Again, I think Bramble West would have been nice, but he's so accelerated already that I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Uh, Ivan is stacking up a lot of CDR in the inventory, so let's see
Getting
how
ready
that
to
plays
perma
out as well.
shield this Aphelios. So we do see level 6 on the bot side with the Brom and Aphelios. So they're constantly looking to perma push this wave and get vision. And for some reason there are 2 pink wards in the same bush. So little miscommunication
Yeah.
over there.
And while the
So
top
Taric tries to
shenanigans,
engage right now. The stun will land, but only onto the Brom. So not a good fight to take right now. Trade coming on. Kaiser loses quadro of her HP. But again, on the
Fight on
top
the top
side, we
lane
see
again.
Fiora. I don't think she can ever fight the Mundo 1v1 right now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, exhaust coming in. The Shyvana jumps in with her ultimate. The Brom ultimate will buy it some time. The Aphelios is kiting the Brom passive lands, but there is just so much damage coming out of from this Shyvana. The Kaisa ultimate to follow up and get themselves 2 kills in the bottom lane without any answer.
Yeah, and the Shyvana has been everywhere essentially. He has taken the grubs, he has given the lead to Mundo in the top lane, and now he comes up with the bot gank as well. So he's having a very good early game, the Shyvana. Stacking up a lot of CDR as well. I'm quite excited to see what he's going to make.
I mean, like
as
we
you
were
can see.
talking about the Shyvana early game, like maybe she was not going to farm. Holding that thought, the Fiora tries to 1v1 the Mundo once again. This time procs all the Vitals, another Vital spawning in quickly, but there is just so much damage. The flash follow-up is not the greatest. Now the Mundo can look to re-engage quickly, healing up his HP. The Veigar flash is trying to ultimate the Cassiopeia to secure the kill, but is unable to do so. The Mundo going dangerously low for some reason into the top lane. So overall, we end up with one kill from the side of Untameable Beast, and flashes being used left and right. The Fiora might be looking to dive this Mundo right now. I don't know if that's going to be a good plan.
Yeah, I think that would be a bit needy, but the Fiora has gotten a. Well, she has recovered quite well, and she is getting a lot of farm and plates up in the top lane. But again,
Ooh, the
Mundo.
Fiora just auto resets, gets a kill. I think that is still good for the Fiora going 1-for-1,
Yeah, yeah.
gets more gold than the Mundo, and Mundo loses a big fat wave as well.
Yeah, and she gets a shutdown as well, plus 2 plates and a lot of minions. So I think Fiora is coming back into the game. I think Mundo has made quite a lot of mistakes. I don't think he should have been there.
Yeah, he should
trying
have
to
no
attack
reason
the
for him to
Fiora.
stay right there because he had the teleport as well. The Taric engage is gonna miss. The Braum Q lands. Aphelios is gonna root up the Kai'Sa. Not much damage because of the Taric heal. The
Yeah.
Braum shield is gonna block a lot of damage. Now the Aphelios might look to re-engage. The Braum ultimate lands on both of them. The Taric ult is not enough to save the Kai'Sa right now. So the Braum ends up getting the kill over the support. The Kai'Sa barrier has been used and it is down.
Yeah, I think I don't think that fight was really necessary for the bot lane to take from YAKUZA.
In the mid lane, we see
A solo
another
kill.
fight. Cassiopeia taking down the Veigar again. It was pretty close, but the closeness does not matter if you don't get a trade back. And Cassiopeia 2-0 up at 11 minutes.
Yeah, and remember these are scaling champions that are winning their lanes. Fiora, Aphelios, Cassiopeia as well. So I think this is going to be a very long game for YAKUZA Gaming if they don't come up with the goods early on. Which Shyvana has done. She is taking the Drake right now, and they are going to trade the grubs for Drake. I think this is really good again for YAKUZA because Shyvana does gain a lot of stats when she kills a dragon, and they already have 3 grubs to their name.
And yeah, knowing that the Aphelios and Braum would have backed up after their trade, the bottom lane was kind of free, so they end up taking a break. The Fiora, being aggressive again, uses her ultimate procs. 2 out of the 4 vitals is getting a hard time procking the other 2. Does finally do so, but nothing coming out of that. The Shyvana and Taric try to engage on the Braum, forcing the flash out of him. So getting a summoner spell advantage right there. The Fiora aggressively pushing top lane on repeat.
Yeah, Fiora's. I think she's just fighting whenever she has her ultimate up and trying to put a lot of pressure on the Mundo. This is quite risky. Dying for a plate is not worth it.
Dying for a demolish proc right there and just throwing away whatever lead that she had been generating. I don't know what was going on right there.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to take that turret and he thought he had enough damage to take it down. Clearly he didn't. And
Yeah, the stun will land on the
Guys, what did he
Aphelios,
say?
but the Braum is here to save the day. Meanwhile, we did see red side take the grubbies, so there are 3 grubbies on both the sides. The Fiora again looking to engage onto the Mundo. Mundo dropping very low. We see a fight in the bot lane as well. Veigarson lands onto the Braum, but the Braum can go back to safety, but Veigar W follows up. The Kai'Sa is gonna ult in looking to attack the Aphelios, gets the kill. The teleport is on the way to get a few kills back. The Cassiopeia ultimate lands onto the Taric, but not onto the Kai'Sa. The Kai'Sa is getting to free hit so much and gets the double kill right there.
yeah, and Kaisa gets a really
Cassiopeia going really close.
and
The
she might
Kai'Sa
die here.
W,
She does die.
And yeah, sniped away from a distance.
Right, as we were singing their praises, Untamable Beast, they have just thrown away their lead in the bot lane, in the mid lane as well, and the Shyvana has taken the mid turret as well. Let's look at the replay here.
I mean, yeah, like Cassiopeia going really aggressive. This was after the fight has ended, but in the top lane we had seen Fiora did take up the first turret, and while we were in the replay, the Fiora ends up dying inside the red team's jungle. She had pushed out after taking the turret.
Yeah.
Did see a trade back in turrets in the mid lane from the Veigar, so we are 1-1 in turrets, and we hit 15 minutes. 23k gold for Untameable Beast, 27.5 for Yakuza Gaming, and most of it being on the Shyvana and Kaisa. So definitely the champions you want to be ahead right now.
Yeah, exactly. And the Fed Kaisa is always a good news. Uh, Beautiful snipe on the Cassiopeia early on, and we are just fighting everywhere, aren't we? This is what we
Yeah.
expected of Bloodbath.
A bloodbath, exactly. Rift Herald has been started by Yakuza Gaming, should be taken up uncontested. So we have seen all the objectives right now had been taken uncontested. All the grubbies, the dragons, the Rift Herald.
I mean, they're fighting
Fighting
everywhere
for the
anyway,
vision.
so I don't think it
Yeah.
makes sense for them to fight for objectives. They can just claim whatever they want. I, I think Fiora has just given up the top side as well. The dying for turrets and
I mean, she
fighting
has
it. Whenever she
herself to
has
blame.
her,
She did get a shutdown and was back pretty much, but then again died for a turret. The Taric going really aggressive, forcing the Furious to
team-
flash, but the Veigar is here as well from a teleport behind, uses the ultimate to take down the support, and now Shaggy goes unstoppable as he takes down the Aphelios. So it is going downhill for the Untamable Beast.
yeah, and Aphelios had to burn the flash as well, and Yakuza Gaming will get the bot turret for all their good
Rift
work down
Herald
in the
being
bot lane.
summoned right now. The Shyvana will just hop into that. They get the turret there. I think they can. They should probably back off, not greed for the another charge.
Yeah, that's exactly
The
what
dragon
they're
is
doing.
coming
Pretty
up
smart
as
by
well.
them. Kaisa and Taric are going to reset for the dragon. So has Veigar. He's pretty strong as well. He has the Ludens Tempest done, has the needlessly large rod, and 9 stacks on the Dark Seal. So that's a pretty good spot for the Veigar, and already he can one shot the Aphelios at least.
Oh yeah, definitely. Kaisa sitting on 2 items at 17 minutes. Pretty menacing right now.
Yeah, and let's see
We
if
do see a dragon fight.
let's see if the blue side wants to contest this. I don't think it's a good idea to.
Yeah, the
make these
Mundo
objectives
teleports as
up.
well, just to make sure that there is no thought of contesting from the blue side right now.
Yeah, and for all their good work in the bot lane by the Dream and Lipsai, I think they have been a bit too aggressive. I think that's been the story of the
See
game
another
so
fight
far.
in the jungle. The Fiora misses her Q, forced to flash away, but suddenly is greeted with a 4-0-5-0 Kaisa, who goes 6-0 after getting another kill. 2-6-0 onto the Fiora right now. Hitsuzin definitely not having the best of games, is having a hard time.
Yeah, and the Kaisa gets stronger. I 2 items already done in 18 minutes. He is going to make that Nashers pretty soon. Let's see what he picks up. He just based. He would pick up a blasting one and Amptom to get that 100 AP ASAP. Instead, he's going to get that recurve bow for the attack speed. So it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
I think you should have gone for the AP so you get the W upgrade as well.
Exactly.
Mundo,
But I don't think it
doing
matters
what
too
Mundo
much.
does best. Yeah,
Yeah. In the
getting
grand
that
scheme of
demolish
things,
proc.
yeah. Veigar as well, just permanently farming his cube. So this is already looking like it's over for the Untamable Beast. We are not even 20 minutes in.
Yeah, 8,000 goal lead for Yakuza Gaming from Sri Lanka at 18 minutes, and we see 3 turrets to just 1 for the red side. So yeah, I don't think the Cassiopeia can outpush this Veigar by any means, but the Veigar is pushed up quite a bit. They can look to collapse on him.
And that's exactly what they're trying to do. Again, fight in the top lane.
But Veigar has that.
So as it looks like Yakuza Gaming is contesting every camp that is coming up in the jungle and just trying to push Ivan out of the jungle. and they are in the red side jungle right now.
Ooh, Fiora on the back side of Mundo right now, trying to get some
Shyvana
kills. So
also.
Shyvana uses her ultimate. Rom ultimate being used to disengage a little bit, but Taric ultimate is on the way. We can expect a re-engage. A good massive Cassiopeia ulti landing on both of the carries, but it will not matter as the Vega ultimate just does too much damage. And we do see a turret dive coming on the bot side. And we come up with a 2-0 for the side of Yakuza Gaming. Can be a 3-0 as Fiora almost goes down. Flash forward from the Mundo. The ultimate follow is not going to do anything. The Aphelios does get a shutdown back, but yeah, it's looking pretty bad for Untamable Beast right now.
Yeah, little too late for them. They do get the second turret down in the bottom lane. A beautiful event horizon by the Vega, by the way. He had 3 of them locked up in the cage. And that's how the fight started. Kaisa gets her kill. I don't know why Fiora still fighting the Mundo. I don't think you win anymore. Does lose the second turret up in the top lane as well. So a lot of objectives picked up and a lot of gold picked up by Yakuza Gaming. And as you can see, there's already a 10,000 gold lead. Yeah. They are going to reset for the next
Definitely
dragon.
questionable plays coming out from the Fiora. I don't know if this is the tilt controlling her keyboard and mouse right now. You never look to fight a Mundo who's that far ahead and just keep giving him kills. She should have just bought a few defensive items and stuck to farming. Could have been more useful later on, but as you see, just one Ravenous Hydra and building towards the Trinity Force, I assume.
Yes. Okay, big call. Yakuza Gaming is going to start Baron, but I don't think Untamable Beasts have the tools to counter this or fight for the Baron. So I think we are looking at
A free
free
objective
Baron.
once again.
Yeah. And if you look at the Mundo's items as well, he has his Titanic Hydra completed as well.
180 stack Heartsteel gonna come in very handy to bonk that Aphelios and Cassiopeia on the face.
Yeah, and if ever there was an indicator to why drafts don't matter as much when teams that don't know each other as well are playing against each other and you just pick your pocket picks. This is
I
the
mean, yeah,
best case
coming into
scenario.
the draft, we were thinking like the Aphelios is gonna be the main man with the support from the Ivan and the scaling from the side of Cassiopeia and Fiora, but I guess we just won't get to see the Cassiopeia and Fiora scale.
Yeah, because it really depends on how you play your early game, right? And even if you have the leads, you don't over push and over greed for things and die essentially for a plate. So that has happened quite a lot, and Yakuza Gaming is just pushing their advantage till
I
end.
think Fiora has not had enough of this Mundo once again. Just walks into the Mundo, gets bonked on the head and goes down.
And mind you,
Shyvana
this is
does
a
use her
counter pick as
ultimate.
well.
Yeah, look at the damage that was dealt to Aphelios just from the AoE part of the Shyvana fireball. Like the main damage was blocked from
There you go. He's dead.
And yeah, he just dies. You cannot stun up a passive up Mundo, so the Cassiopeia ult is not gonna do any much. So at 23 minutes, Yakuza Gaming knocking at the base. Well, they're doing more than knocking. They're just rammaging through the base of Untamable Beast, taking down 2 inhibitors, and they do not show any signs of stopping.
And I think this is game already. They have a lot of hope. And yeah, Yakuza Gaming just going to run down essentially from the mid lane and end the game in sub 25 minutes.
Very,
this
very
was not close.
strong display. Yeah, very strong display coming out from Sri Lankan's Yakuza Gaming right now, completely demolishing Untamable Beast in this game 1. I felt that Untamable Beast had the better draft, but they just did not execute that well at all. Doing a lot of solo queue plays, going for silly engages and fights, and ultimately costing them the game.
Yeah, and they did have a good start to the game as well. The first 4-5 minutes, they had the pushing lanes, they were fighting. If you remember, they did get a kill down in the bot lane as well when they killed the Taric and the Kaisa had to use the barrier. But it just went all downhill from there once the Vega TPs in and gets a couple of kills, and Shivana just keeps on picking up uncontested objectives. I think that's how this just went south for them. Not to mention the Fiora just ran it down.
Shyvana doing a lot of work as well early on, putting her impact in all of the lanes that she went. Fiora not helping her case, going 1v1 again and again, even when the Mundo did give her a shutdown back, but was not able to capitalize on that. So still, just the first game, Untable Beasts can learn from their mistakes and can regroup. The main aspect is not to tilt, not to lose their focus. Just have their team captain be the voice of reason and just cheer them back up for the next one.
Yeah, and then I think back to the drawing board for them, they have to realize they did have the better draft. It's just the decisions that they made in the early game and how they let the Mundo get fed, the Kaisa get fed. So they have to just look at fix a few small mistakes and just come back and see how it goes in game 2.
I mean, yeah, so I think they'll be looking for a little safer picks because I expected a lot more from the Aphelios and Brom, considering how much resources that were put towards the bottom side. But the Kaisa and Tarek did lane a little better, so I assume like Micro comes into play as well because these players do not know each other well. And looking at the lane matchups, I think they should be looking to just farm up and fight for objectives rather than fight in lane to try to get those solo kills and try to be the hero by themselves. I think that is not the correct way to approach a tournament game. So definitely would expect a lot of changes from Untameable Beasts in the second game. Let's hope that they can come up
And
big.
I think in the draft as well, they can, if they are going to change something, I think they should change their jungler because Ivan was a bit passive in the early game because you have to farm a bit and try to get that level 6 Daisy and everything. So I think if you take an early game jungler and just provide the assistance that you need for the Fioras and for the Aphelios or Cassiopeias to scale comfortably into the late game, I think that would be the one change that you would make to their draft.
I mean, yeah, we saw Shyvana of all junglers wreaking havoc in all of the lanes, top, mid, bot, non-stop, while the Ivan was trying to just apply his passive and be a friend of the forest. And it did not work out that much. Top laner, I think they can. Do you think YAKUZA Gaming change anything from their picks in the second game because how well they have played the lanes? Do you think
I
they will
mean,
be looking to change anything?
they blind picked the Mundo and he won the lane. All he needed was one early gank, and to be fair, that shouldn't have happened as well because the Fiora had all the vision she needed to avoid the gank. But I don't think much changes for YAKUZA Gaming. They did not have the better draft, but it seems like they do have the better players.
I mean, seems like so from the first game. So, but let's just hope the teams show up a bit more competitiveness and are on par with each other in the second game. So again, this is a best of 3. This is the second quarterfinals of the Esports Club Community Open, and we will be coming back with the second game pretty soon. Let's just hope that Untable Beasts again they just regroup and they show us something better.
Yeah, and guys, do follow and join the Discord as well. Join the official LOL INSA Discord server for exclusive content, giveaways, and community tournaments. So just stick around because this is only season 1 and we are going to be coming back for more.
Yeah, I'm really excited for what's in store for South Asian League of Legends right now. The Esports Club really doing a great job here, bringing back the game into the scene. We know there is a lot of player base. People love this game. The most played online game all over the world for that matter. So it just makes sense that this game is being played in India and the South Asian subcontinent. Very excited and looking forward for the tournaments to come.
Yeah, and a very loyal fan base, if I must say so myself, because I have been playing this game for over a decade. So yeah.
Yeah, correct. So a lot of the old players who have grown up with this game, like this was a part of their childhood as well, and now still they keep coming back to the game. That is the beauty of League of Legends. You just never leave. The games just keep calling you back, and somehow you keep falling into the trap of solo queue, the tilt queue. But whatever it is, you always come back to this game, and that is just the beauty. And the esports club is trying to showcase that, showing up with these big League of Legends tournaments. So again, reminding the viewers that this is the second quarterfinals, and the winner of this quarterfinal will play Temple of Kings on the first semi-final, which will be held tomorrow and day after. So Untameable Beast versus YAKUZA Gaming, the winner of this will be playing against Temple of Kings. Temple of Kings who have come to the semi-finals after 2-0ing Altar of Kings.
Yeah, and let's see who moves ahead and faces them, because I think that will be a pretty one-sided series as well. YAKUZA Gaming has made it one-sided in the game one at least. So let's see who moves on, and I'm expecting Untameable Beast to come back stronger, of course.
I mean, on the other side of the bracket, we do have the other semi-final setup as well. But let's quickly look at the highlights of this game. The first game from the best of 3 series of this quarterfinals. Here we see level 6, the Fiora tries to engage on the Mundo when she's already 0-1, fails to proc all the 4 vitals, goes down, and another top lane highlight not looking good for Hitsuzen right now. The Shyvana
I think this is going to be just a fail montage for the Fiora, probably, because there were a lot of fights in the top lane, and she could have won a lot of them as well. We go to the bot lane where Shyvana ganked, and this is where they burn Aphelios's flash barrier. So this was pretty fruitful for the Shyvana as well. They get the 2 kills. Kai'Sa gets on the board as well.
I mean, yeah, coming back again to the top lane, definitely a forgettable game for Hitsuzen, but I think this is where he ends up killing the Mundo under his turret. In the mid lane as well, the Veigar desperate to just channel his ultimate, flashing away, trying to get that kill, but was unable to do so. So here you go. This is the point where the Fiora was pretty much back, like if not even almost even against the Mundo. But if she should have played smart after that, but she just did not see that.
To win the bot lane that we discussed previously, where the Taric does end up dying and Kai'Sa has to burn her barrier. Again, in the top lane,
And
Mundo versus Fiora.
Hitsuzen looking to fight a 3-1 Mundo as a 1-4-0 Fiora. Definitely odds not in his favor. The bot lane fight as well. The Kai'Sa goes in aggressive, misses her W, but does not really matter. Uses her passive and the static shift to get the kills. Onto the Aphelios. By this point, the bot side of YAKUZA Gaming was pretty ahead.
Yeah, and
kills on
I think this is the fight that blew the game open for me. Kai'Sa will get that W snipe onto the Cassiopeia as well. So this is where I think it went all downhill, and it was quite not recoverable for the Untameable Beast.
Untamable Beast.
Beautiful
Yeah,
snipe
definitely
there
a
by Kai'Sa.
good pickup coming up from Kai'Sa. Hitsuzen back at it again at top lane, but this time in the jungle we had a fight as well. This was a pretty close fight initially, but the Veigar cage and the W just did so much damage that it turned around completely. Again, you see the Ivan not being really very useful in those team fights right there, because he did not have any carries who are constantly dishing out damage for him to support.
Yeah, and they are diving between the second and third turret at 20 minutes, so I think the game was over. YAKUZA Gaming does get the Baron, and they just push their lead to no end. Just look at the damage from the Shyvana here, as you were talking about.
Exactly. I think Ophelio just straight up dies right now. There you go.
Yeah, just
Shyvana,
burns
5-0
down.
Shyvana with Shojin, Liandry's Torment, the Magic Pen Boots is just like, illegal amounts of damage coming on to any squishy.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. And this is the end of the game. I think they just decide to run it down, Shyvana
right
Pope.
here,
Yeah. But Veigar just
So,
hit from. I did not catch that earlier.
Sub 25 minutes victory coming up from the Sri Lankans, and they will be feeling very confident, definitely looking to close this series up 2-0. and why should not they after the showing that they have given us in the first game? And there you go, victory for YAKUZA Gaming with Flash Hill in the top lane, Big Boss as Shyvana running everywhere around the map, the Isnok on the Veigar, Shaggy Kaisa carrying his team on his back, and Wannabe Master on Turret.
Don't we
YAKUZA
all?
Gaming taking the first game.
Yeah.
We'll quickly pull up the scoreboards and we'll see who the MVP of the game was. So, what are you expecting going into the second game right now, Kaka?
In terms of draft, I don't expect a lot of changes. Again, we talked about the jungle change. Maybe they do it, maybe they don't. Maybe they pull out their own pocket picks as well, and decide not to stick with this scaling trend that they picked up in the first game. And I hope just the top laner doesn't tilt and just doesn't fight as much as he did in the last game, because that does put a lot of pressure on the team as well. The Ivan does not know what to do anymore. If he should help the bottom lane out, if he should be mid. And again, he did have a good gank at mid. They did kill the Cassiopeia. The Veigar early on.
Yeah.
But the pressure that's coming from the top side, you lose all the grubs, the dragons are gone. So I think draft, not a lot to change, but in terms of fixing their mistakes, I think they can do a better job.
I mean, again, I feel a lot of the new players or a lot of the players who are new to tournaments as per se, they get baited into picking scaling comps or tournament savvy comps, thinking that there is not going to be a lot of fighting. They will scale up, play slow, and look for objective fights, farm up to certain items. But most of the times that is just not the case. You can just go in with a free mind, treat it as a normal flex game that you're playing, and just play to your strengths. If you're a good laner at this level and you feel that you can just cancel out the enemy champion in lane itself, just go ahead, do that. Who cares if you have to pick Teemo on top? But if you're good at that champion, just go ahead, do it. Don't get baited into picking a team fight focused or a competitive comp. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's not the wrong way to go. You can pick scaling champions, but then you have to play like you're playing scaling champions. You don't fight as much as the early gamers do, right? If you fight 24/7, just pick up the Zed, just pick up the Katarinas and just snowball the game and win.
And try to talents, roam around, go everywhere. I mean, that is an acceptable way of playing the game as well. That is definitely more exciting to watch, but then you have to pick according to your strengths. You can't pick Cassiopeia Fura and just start hitting away from level 1, and especially after you go behind, dropping a kill as well. So definitely excited for the draft. I definitely think that Untameable Beast will be changing up quite a bit in the draft. Let's see if their captain comes up clutch and surprises us with a better draft than... I mean, I say better draft, but I don't think the draft was an issue. Just the execution was the issue right now. Let's hope they can be on par with their enemy counterparts in their lanes.
Yeah, I think they just have to show up and not be as aggressive. I think that will do the job for them. And for Yakuza Beast, I don't think they changed too much, right? They picked up some really interesting champions and ended the game in 25 minutes.
I mean, yeah, definitely Kaisa is a strong pick. I can assume that they will be looking to keep those champions into the mix. But again, that was game 1 of the second quarterfinals, the TEC Community Cup. Let's just go into a break real quick and we'll be back with the scoreboard and the second game.
Everything I need is right in front of me. Will you reach out, take it? It's yours to keep. And the sun is high, shining in my eyes, moving west to the Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment. No, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. I'll make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. Got you this time, got you this time. You can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Got you this time, you can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight.
I've tried to talk it out. I've tried to
so I eat. And I don't know the feet, I only know the heat. I only know the grind, I only know the sweet. Yo, I miss sweat, I only know the best. That's up on my chest, I only know the reps. I only know what's next, nothing more, nothing less. All on my name, I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name. I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name. Y'all trying to move chains, I ain't into playing games, I ain't into naming names, but I mean it just the same. When I name and the lights turn to flame, and the flame turn to ash, but the goal will remain. Yeah, goal on my name, I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name. I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name, it's a goal on my name. This ain't what you thought it was. This ain't for nights out or for good enough. It's for early AM, still waking up. Trying to make it, yup. It's our time and we gon' take it. It's a goal on my name. I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name. 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 I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name. 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 I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name. 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 I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. It's a goal on my name. It's a goal on my name. It's a goal on my name.
Hi guys, we are back after the short break, and the first game going towards the Sri Lankans, for YAKUZA Gaming. We will be pulling up the scoreboard and going over quickly what happened in the first game, which was, I hate to say it, but a one-sided stomp from YAKUZA Gaming.
Yeah, it was a storm. I don't think we can sugarcoat it too much. The game just blew wide open once the Kaisa got rolling in the bot lane. The snipe as well, I think we have talked about it enough already. Let's see the scoreboard and see what happened.
So pulling up the scoreboard right now, and we see 17,000 gold lead for YAKUZA Gaming by 23 minutes. 11 towers to 1, 3 dragons for YAKUZA Gaming, 1 Baron. Rift Herald going towards YAKUZA Gaming as well. Void Grubby is the same, but not a good showing for Untable Beasts on that first game. Looking at the bans, Kaka, I really hope that Untable Beasts change those bans and show up a better draft.
Yeah, the turrets as well is 11 to 1. I think it's wrong in the graphics, so apologies for that, guys. Dragons again, 3 dragons. They got Mountain and 2 X-Tech, very close to the soul as well. So I think it was just a whitewash, essentially. Yeah, talking about the bans again, as you said, I think you could drop the Vladimir and Amumu ban if you are untamable beasts. And I I think the support bans were pretty good. The Rakan, the Leonas to complement the Kaisa. But the first two bans are quite suspicious, so I think they could change that as well. From Yakuza Gaming, I don't think you change too much. You've already won the game in a pretty one-sided fashion as well. Uh, yeah, so let's see what these guys have planned for the second game, especially Untamable Beasts.
I mean, true, don't try to fix what is not broken. So Yakuza Gaming can go into the second game just playing to their strengths and just keep doing whatever they did in the first game. All the pressure is on Untamable Beast right now. And we have a poll for you in the chat as well. Let's see if you guys believe in the Untamable Beast and believe in the reverse sweep.
Yes, and it will be very interesting the next second ban. I can't wait for it and see what changes both the teams have made.
Again, the lobby is ready. We should be jumping up into the second game of this best of three real quick. Reminding you guys again, this is the second quarterfinals, and after this, we will be live with the semifinals tomorrow and day after. This will be pretty interesting going into the second game. Again, reminding the viewers, if you want to take part in these tournaments and if you want to be a part of the community, you can always join the Riot Discord and the other socials which are in the description box below, which is at the rate League of Legends in SA over all the various socials, the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Discord. So we would be expecting an influx of a lot of players, and we are excited for each and every one of you to take part in these tournaments in some sort of or another. Again, we have a lot of tournaments lined up till the end of the year. League of Legends is back, baby, and I am here to enjoy it.
Yeah, and we are waiting for one of the players to join in, so there is a small delay, but stay tuned, guys. Game 2 is coming up shortly.
I mean, let's see what the chat is feeling like. So, for all the viewers in the chat, let's just have a quick vote. Who do you think was the star player for each team? So, let's see what the chat is feeling like. For me, I think the Kaisa was definitely the star player for the side of Yakuza Gaming. Played really well even after going down earlier in the lane when they had killed the Tariq, but played really well. We had that highlight snipe over the Cassiopeia as well. Looking forward to see what the Kaisa player brings out in the second game. What do you feel about the
I
side
think
of
Kaisa's
Untamable Beast?
to touch on the MVP, I think Kaisa is a great shout, but I think Shivana did really well. Her poke was, well, you saw Uis and the Aphelios died, the early ganks in the top lane, in the bot lane, taking all the objectives as well. I think the jungler really showed up and just took the game by the scruff of its neck. And for the second game, I am not too sure how the draft is going to go like, but I can't wait for it.
I mean, again, Shyvana did really well, played above expectations and beyond with the early ganks and well. We are having slight technical issues with the lobby as one player is trying to reconnect. So this buys more time for the players to regroup. I feel the Untamable Beasts need to just catch their breath, relax, and try not to feel the pressure too much. These things happen. There's a best of three, so all is not lost. We have seen various reverse sweeps over the years in these tournaments. So again, let's just not count out Untamable Beasts based on just one game. I'm sure that they can have a good showing.
Yeah, and again, whoever advances faces the Temple of Kings. So that's they have their work cut out for them as well.
Oh,
Even if
definitely.
you win, yeah, you would have to again go back to the drawing board and think what would uncrown the champions basically.
So, like for the new viewers who are not familiar with the teams, Temple of Kings has been the strongest team in India, and I'm pretty confident to say all of South Asia as well. A lot of the players from Temple of Kings have been to the Asian Games in China as well. So these players have had their fair share of competitive scene of League of Legends. So after this game, they will be going up against the best. And here we quickly jump into the second game and with the draft. Here we go, guys.
Yeah, and the sides have been swapped as well. But the bans have not changed for Yakuza Gaming. They're still banning the Syndra, the Zac. And from the opposite side, I'm quite glad to see the Mundo ban, but I wouldn't focus too much on it. I think the Fiora could have played better. Vladimir ban again following the same suit. Yeah.
I mean,
the same ban.
again, I guess they just do not like the Vladimir as a champion. Maybe it's like the kryptonite for the top laner. I just do not want to deal with the Vladimir. That's what he has told. They do end up banning Shyvana and Mundo. So we already see a change in draft based on game 1. So good adaptation after the first game. Let's see what Yakuza Gaming picks first.
Yeah, and the Jin was banned from Untamed Beast last time around, and Yakuza Gaming wasting no time to pick that up as their first pick.
Again, the ADC first pick. Last time around, also we had seen the Aphelios. Jin, a good pickup, is doing well in solo queue as well as in the competitive scene. A pretty safe champion, does dish out a lot of damage throughout the game. Not a lot of DPS, but the burst damage that comes out of Jin is just insane.
Yeah, and Ari picked up quite early on from the Untamed Beast.
I'm not sure about that if they want to first pick their mid laner, I'm assuming. So gives a lot of agency to Yakuza Gaming to counter pick the Ari, and they will round it off by taking both the carries in the first picks of the draft, the Caitlyn and the Ari.
Caitlyn coming through, I know it's one of your favorite champions, if not the favorite champion. But I think matchup wise, Jin does relatively well into the Caitlyn. He can be cleared quite safely. Wukong is going to get picked up as well.
So matching that
Gaming.
with a Diana.
With the Diana, I wonder where that goes.
Diana coming in as a flex can go into the jungle, can go mid lane as well. And already a bit of synergy coming there with the Wukong ultimate and the Diana engage as well. And like you mentioned, Jin, one of the better champions to play against Caitlyn. Caitlyn with her massive range, not a lot of champions can do well against her in lane if the Caitlyn player knows what to do. Jin, one of the champions that can hold his own, and I'm glad that they have the Jin. They will pick up the On. I like On as a champion. Great scaling the items that he gives to his carries later on. Great engage and just a safe champion.
Yeah, and from last game itself, the top laner again picks up a tank in On. Lots of engage as well. It's a pretty good champion against the Jin, who is not the most mobile AD carry. And
I mean, earlier on, later on, he just zooms around.
Yeah, but I don't think you can still walk away from the on, right? Still, Yakuza Gaming have picked up a lot of dive again in the Diana, the Wukong. I think it's going to be pretty tough as the Caitlyn to manage her distance and dish out the damage.
I like this Braum ban coming off. Caitlyn with her range has a pretty easy time proccing that Braum passive, so Yakuza Gaming do not want to deal with that in the bottom lane. So they round up the bans with banning away two support champions, the Leona and the Braum, and from the side of Untamable Beast, we see two supports being banned there as well, the Nami and the Morgana. I feel with the Caitlyn, you could have picked the Morgana yourself if you wanted to. Not a lot of champions who can lane against the Caitlyn Morgana bottom lane, but they have something better in their mind. The Brand, completely obnoxious champion. I hate this champion so much. I have been perma-banning this Brand for like months. I have not seen him in my games because I refuse to let this abomination of a support into my games.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the going into the jungle as well. Brand can be a flex pick. Interesting that they picked Poppy. I don't think Poppy is the best champion into On. I think you could have gone for some other option which is slightly tankier. In the Mundo's band, maybe you pick up a Malphite or something else. And they are hovering over the Janna, so let's see if they pick it up. Sona pick. Okay, Soraka.
So they end up locking Soraka. So Soraka Jin, they'll be looking to stay in lane for long. So I feel they are thinking that the Brand and Caitlyn are going to be bought. I think that explains why they want to pick up a sustained support, because the Caitlyn and Brand is going to continuously keep poking them with the long range from Caitlyn, and Brand is pressing E on minions that spreads onto champions for some reason. I don't know why that is a thing. Looking at you, Riot. And So the Soraka should be able to keep the Jin topped up quite well.
Yeah, and it is the Brand jungle as the last pick Milio with the Caitlyn, and that's a very hard shoving lane into the Jin and Soraka. Uh,
Oh,
Again,
I've
same
been
trends
playing
as last
Caitlyn
game.
a
Yeah.
lot, like you know, and Milio is one of my favorite supports to pair up with the Caitlyn. The extra range on top of whatever Caitlyn already has, there is just no answer. You just auto attack the enemies from a mile away. Milio definitely a good synergy with Caitlyn. I'm really excited to see how this lane goes up. I already am assuming the Caitlyn and Milio should be out pushing this Jin and Soraka continuously, and good sustain coming out from both the sides. Milio heal obnoxious, Soraka heal
Yeah.
obnoxious. So let's see how the bot lane goes.
Yeah, I think ultimate apologies. Untamable Bees have again drafted very well. It really comes down to how they play the game again. They have shifted from the Fiora, which was quite an aggressive option, to on in the top lane. Slightly more passive champion, not as hardly punished, and can be still effective even if you get behind in the early game. Along with the Brand as well, it's a lot of CC, lots of damage coming out from the ultimate. Again, Untamable Beast. And on the side of Yakuza Gaming, you have the Diana, you have the Wukong to dive the Caitlyn essentially, and the Brand. I think draft wise, Untamable Beasts have done quite well again. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, let's just quickly go over the matchups as well. Let's start with mid lane. So, what do you feel about the Diana against the Ahri?
I think Ari just outright wins that matchup. I don't think you ever die to the Diana. Once you get level 6, you can always dodge her ult with your own ultimate, and you have the Q to push Diana or just push the lane in. So I think Ari has the advantage in the mid lane. Uh, Jungle wise, I would say Brand has one of the best clear speeds in the game. And again, he
Brand
just
was nerfed in this patch, but I don't think that did too much. He's still
yeah.
one of the top tier picks into the jungle, as we see a lot of other AP mage type junglers like Karthus, Brand, Zyra. So definitely a meta pick right now. A lot of good players opting for the Brand. So let's see what Bjorn can do on this champion in the jungle. He had a hard time on the Ivan in the previous game, so let's see if he can bring it back this time and put his team on his back and get ready to fire up.
Yeah, and top again is a wet noodle fight. Poppy versus On. I don't think too much is going to happen there. Speaking about the poll, it seems like Yakuza Gaming is 42% favorite to sweep the series. And
Yep.
29% of you do think that Untamable Beats are going to come back into the series. So let's see how that goes. But again, audience is heavily favoring Yakuza Gaming for this one.
I mean, for good reason as well, because we just saw a sub 25 minutes win for Yakuza Gaming. And again, the Untamable Beasts, as you said, are doing well with their drafts. I see this draft is pretty well rounded off. They have a tank, they have engaged, they have good laners who can hold their own. A good jungler with a lot of damage and engage. So let's see if this time they can have better laning phases and drag the game on, and we have a better game compared to game one.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see how it goes when the game actually starts. Caitlyn does have the Milio with him as well to push out the lane. But that matchup to me is quite interesting because Jin can push out the Caitlyn as well by putting her traps or putting his traps or using the Q and everything. So Jin into Caitlyn is a good matchup, I think.
And we will be jumping into the game real quick. The loading screen has been done, and let's just hope we get a game 3 from this series, because I am really excited to see what this series brings to us. The first stream of the tournament.
Yeah, and I would like to see if they drop the Vlad ban in game 3 or the Zach ban as well, because those two champions are quite interesting to me. You don't see them banned as often. And so I would like to see, once these guys do get these champions, how they perform on them. And
Yeah,
if
but
it's
for
something
that
that
they
we have
have
witnessed
to
on
get to game 3 first.
game 3.
If
Yeah.
Yakuza Gaming just demolishes them again like game 1, they will be against Temple of Kings, and they'll be pretty high on confidence, because as you mentioned, Yakuza Gaming have reached this point convincingly after defeating all their opponents, and even in the quarterfinals, the first game. So they're really high on confidence, and with high confidence, we see better plays. And let's see if they have any flashy plays for us in store.
Yeah, and they have the momentum as well from the last game. 23 minutes 55 seconds is, I believe, what the time it was when they actually ended the game. So yeah, they are pretty high on confidence as well. And the draft is, it's pretty solo queue-ish, I would say, but that could work, right? Because
I mean, yeah, like we discussed,
yeah,
you don't have to always pick like synergistic champs to support each other. If you're just gonna destroy your opponent in lane, it really does not matter when the team fights come. Like we saw in the first game with the Fiora and the Mundo, if you just end the game in lane, then that's it.
yeah, and we did talk about adapting from the side of Untameable Beast, and they have gone from Fiora to On in the top lane, so that's quite a change of play style. I would say you go from a hard carry Fiora to a tank and On who's going to look for these engages and be prevalent even if you get behind. So I think they have tried to fix their mistakes, and let's see how it turns out when they actually start the game. And yeah, once the game starts, essentially.
I mean, yeah, like a complete paradigm shift in the playstyle for the top laner. So, I mean, unfortunately for him, there was quite a fail montage on the Fiora. Well, let's hope that he brings it back and changes his perspective in the scene. And I'm pretty sure that he will be looking to change it. And we will be jumping into the game 2 of this quarterfinals right now. The Esports Club Community Open Game 2 between Yakuza Gaming and Untameable Beast, live right now. Kaka,
Yeah,
let's
and pretty
quickly go over the runes.
interesting. Yeah, I was just going to talk about the summoner spells as well. The Milieu has picked up Ignite, and so it looks like he is looking to play pretty aggressive in the bot lane. Very interesting.
Yeah, dual
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, you don't really see Ignite picked up from Milieu. And
yeah.
in the top lane, I'm not sure if On has forgotten to buy his items.
I think maybe he just farms up and gets a better item with his passive in the lane. That's what on players do.
That's a very weird strategy, if I have to say it out. I think he is backing. Not sure if he's gonna pick an item again though. I think he'll
Yeah,
just be backing to get some HP back. And
and
yeah,
we do see the
he's just going.
level. Yeah,
Yeah,
level ones also we see the red buff being defensively warded for the side of Untameable Beast. They were expecting some sort of invade, so they get some vision there. They put down a ward in the bottom side river pixel bush as well. Both the junglers starting on the same side of the map.
yeah. I'm just trying to think what item you could buy that does not have a sub component. Uh, and I don't know. My mind fails me when it comes to that.
I mean, might be some dark on tech we are not aware of. Let's just see what he has in store.
Yeah, mid lane is trading aggressively. Ari will push the Diana out.
With the Caitlyn as well, just looking to continuously push earlier on with the Q, and is doing a pretty good job at that. Small
Yeah, hard,
skirmishes
hard
in the
trade.
top lane. So pretty standard stuff that is going on over the lanes. The Poppy does engage onto the Braum. The shield bash will land. Ongoing dangerously low, tries to auto space. The flash follow from the Poppy will take down the On. So Hitsuzen getting solo killed once again in game 2. First blood being picked up from the side of YAKUZA Gaming.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you don't buy an item. You are essentially 100 HP
I mean,
down.
the On teleports right back up, goes to trade with the Poppy again. The Diana trading in the mid lane as well goes dangerously low, but the Ari does not have any follow up.
Yeah, I think we could see a solo kill in the mid lane as well if the Ari decides to E-flash and lay down her combo.
So let's just quickly look at the replay of the top lane and see what happened. We see the Poppy and the On just trading blows by blow. The Poppy dashes in at the same time as the On uses his W, so the On doesn't actually end up going back. And the beautiful flash follow from the Poppy takes first blood.
Yeah, and again, like we have touched on this quite often already, but he did not get an item except for that one pot. And
Oh,
thus he
that is
was
true as
behind.
well.
Yeah.
And
You
now
survive
he's
that
just
if
with
you have an item, right?
Ruby Crystal.
It gets the Barmy Cinder as well, so he is going
Buying
to look to push out.
Bami Cinder trying to aggressively trade again, but he's just coming on the losing side every single time. The Brand just walks up on the Poppy near the wall. The Poppy will end up getting the kill by stunning them. Very, very questionable pathing coming out from Bjorn Iron side. You do not walk near a wall when you're against a Poppy.
Yeah, we could call him beyond blind side because he wasn't looking at the map, and you can't just walk up like that in front of the Poppy. And
Now the flash
Top
being
is dead
forced from
again.
Hitsuzen, the dive coming on from the Wukong. And it's just looking like the repeat story from the first game. Hitsuzen is just getting focused, not having a good time, died 2 times already. His jungler not helping him out as well, just giving up a free kill to the laner and jungler duo. Top side of the map already looking kind of rough for Untamable Beast.
yeah, and it's not like something big is happening. It's all down to their own playstyle. Like
Yeah, just go
as we
this
watch
replay,
the
just
instant
see.
gameplay, yeah. I mean, I am not sure what the brand is trying to do there. That did not look like a gank as well to me because he's just walking towards the wall. And then a beautiful dive. Wukong comes in, takes the kill, makes the On miss out all the minions as well. Does not have TP, and it's a very rough start for the On in this game as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, 5 minutes into the game, we already have a 1000 gold lead for Yakuza Gaming, and Poppy has bought the tier of the goddess. I think going for the Winter, the tank item from the tier.
Yes, that's probably what he's going to make, and the CSing hasn't been the best. in
Best,
this
yeah,
game,
you
if
would
I have
assume
to
the
say.
Poppy to have a lot more
Yeah.
CS because the On had missed so much. We see a lot more trading going on. The Poppy does hit 6 before On. I mean, Hitsuzen keeps trying to trade with this Poppy, but keeps coming on the low side, but does get a beautiful knock-up. The jungler is there, but the Brand starts walking bot side for some reason as soon as the On has engaged. I feel if the Brand had walked up, because the Poppy does not have flash, they could have looked for something there, but the Brand just decides to start taking the
Yeah,
grubs.
this is his ult as well. This is not a good showing for Hitsuzen, and I don't think you can walk up to take that Demolish proc as well because you
Yeah,
have made that Barmy Cinder, so the turret aggro will be shifted to the On, and so he can't really take the plates as well, although he is trading quite effectively in the top lane, albeit being 0-2 down now.
Meanwhile, the blue team did end up taking the first dragon uncontested as they were coming back into the lane. They realized that the Brand is taking the grubs, so it should be pretty free.
Yeah, I think that's a very standard trade as well. You just trade sides and pick whatever you can. I'm a big fan of the grubs early game, especially when you have champions like Diana who just murder the turret.
Yeah, definitely. And
So I think that's a miss from their side. But on Caitlyn, it's a good feeling to have the grubs, right? You can always chunk out those plates from the turrets and get ahead.
against
in the bot
just two
lane,
amp tomes
yeah.
from Diana.
Yeah, gets the completed item as well. I think he's looking to make uh, the Lich Bane as soon as he can. TPs into the mid lane. Both the junglers just clearing their jungle right now. Uh, Wukong on the Raptors and Brand is getting the Grom, trying to
I
get
mean,
to.
$10 on tries to trade with this Poppy once again.
I think
It's just non-stop.
you'll be a millionaire when the game ends.
Brand. So top lane, like you said, Betmul fight kind of. No, but still, all is not lost for On. I feel just because of the sort of champion he is. Even being 2 kills down, he can put up a lot of impact for his team.
Yeah, and
He just has to make sure he doesn't give up any more kills.
Why?
The Poppy engages on the On once again. The ultimate will knock him up and lock him in place. The slow is working. The minion damage. Another flash follow from the Poppy will lead to the second kill. But on the bot side, we see the Wukong engaging on the Brand as well. The Brand trying to run away for his life. But the flash follow up from the Wukong will secure another kill. And 5-0 for YAKUZA Gaming.
Yeah, and that was really well played by the Wukong. And again, I have to touch on the top side as we can't seem to stop doing. You are an On, you have a big wave coming up to you. Just farm those minions. Why would you run up to the wall? And you know what Poppy does. She's going to stun you and all in. So that's just very poor decision making. Running up to the wall, just run up to the turret and take the wave with your ult if you need to.
Yeah, you just want to position yourself away from Poppy, then like you essentially cancel out one of the strongest abilities.
Yeah, and we will get the replay and look what I'm saying. Like he just runs towards the wall and gets stunned, and that's just calling for trouble, right? Again, Flash does not make any mistakes. He sees an opportunity to kill the On and he does so conveniently. In the bot side of the river, we see another solo kill. Wukong this time all-inning the Brand, and Brand can't really do much against these sort of champions that just jump onto you and stun you and CC you completely.
I mean, that is one scary monkey right now. 3-0 up already at 10 minutes.
Yeah, and really good topside showing from.
We see the on being blown. They do end up engaging, but they see the Wukong as well. Surely they disengage right now. The knockup will land onto the monkey right there. The Poppy tries to re-engage, but somehow
Brand gets
he's
his
a
ult.
minion. Brand ultimate lands. The passive will do a lot of damage. The W lands beautifully played by Brand right there. Now they will be chasing this Poppy, knowing that the flash is down, looking to secure the second kill, but end up giving that up. So a good follow-up kill, comeback kill coming from the side of Brand.
Yeah, and a great shutdown. The Diana was on her way up to the top lane as well. So not choosing to chase the Poppy, that's a good call. The Grubs have come up again, so let's see what the Brand decides to path. I would think that he goes to the Grubs and tries to get all 6 of them. But as you can see, the Wukong has his ult now and he is pathing towards the Grubs as well. So we could be in for another skirmish pretty soon.
As expected, both of these carries are gonna be just full HP all the time. Soraka and Milio just bring out so much healing. Both of them farming really well as well. 11 minutes, 100 CS. So really good farm right there.
Yeah, the Wukong has started the Grubs and the Brand decides not to contest. And I would say that's pretty smart by him. You take what you can. You don't have too much utility. You don't have your ult up basically to fight against the Wukong. You take the bot grab. You maybe try to take the dragon, just trade, and all is good.
And Hitsuzen just loves the
Hitsuzen is
bloodbath, doesn't
playing
he?
very aggressively still.
Yeah.
He has full information that the Wukong is taking the Grubs right now.
Grubs right now. And the red team will pick up the Infernal Drake right now. So we have one Drake for both the teams. The Ocean for YAKUZA Gaming and the Infernal for Untameable Beast.
Yeah, and the Hex gates have been activated. We are going to get the Hex Tech Soul. So let's see how these teams decide to fight for the dragons.
Yes, Hextech Soul, one of the best souls that you can get. The Diana will engage onto the ult, but the Ahri just flashes out. I feel the ult would have sufficed, but taking no chances and flashes away. On, do not walk near the wall. Okay, maybe the Poppy stun was down. The Poppy ultimate does knock
Oh.
on up. The on horn will get followed up. The on passive doing a lot of work on the Poppy right now and gets a solo kill in the top lane. But in the meanwhile, Wukong gets charmed into the turret, but that does not matter as he takes a kill onto the brand. But he walks back into the Ahri and ends up getting killed.
Yeah, very interesting in the top lane actually. That was very close, but On does have a completed item against the Poppy who has a stacking tier, so she is not as strong as she thinks she is.
I mean, I guess Gudia also liked that play as well, not able to control her excitement right there.
Yes, we'll get the replay again for the top lane and see what went down.
Liking a little bit of misplays right here as the on horn was coming in. The Poppy could have saved her ultimate to knock up on as he was about to go for the second part of his ult so that it cancels that one out
Yeah.
and she saved herself.
Yeah, exactly that. I think the Poppy just mistimed her ult by 1 or 2 seconds and it turned out to be pretty costly for her. But it looked like it was a favorable trade for the Poppy till it
Yeah, it
wasn't.
definitely did. But the on passive is doing so much more damage right there. Again, with these 3 girls, Poppy chipping away at those plates right now.
Yeah, and almost 14 minutes in, there's not much to separate the two sides. A very small lead for YAKUZA Gaming. So this is a really competitive game, at least.
Oh,
the
nice
last minute we
cancel
have.
right there.
Yeah, and again, lots of trades going on in the top lane. These two tanks just can't stop fighting.
Hammering away at each other. The on just bongs Poppy on the head, trying to trade with
TP
the
in the
grass.
top lane by the Diana.
TP coming in from both the teams right now. Diana does ult. The on will end up taking him down. The Ahri is here to follow up. A good charm lands onto the Diana, will take the trade kill, and the end we go 1 for 1.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Ari, I think the brand got the second kill, if I'm not wrong. So that's not too bad. In the bot lane, there's a shutdown bounty on Caitlyn, who's like 6 years up on the gym. That's very weird.
I mean, yeah, almost 10 CS per minute, just doing well for herself. Does end up getting rooted, but just look at
Nice
the Milio
traps.
heal right there. The trap will land onto the Jin, forcing him to back off. And she's just full HP. That is the power of Milio. The monkey
I think the brand
will
might die
find
here.
the fireman in the top side. River flashes forward for the second part of the ultimate, and bong! Here goes the brand.
Yeah, and he is going to get the Herald as well for all his hard work. But the Ari and the On are moving towards the Rift Herald, and they might try to contest it. Let's see how that
Oh,
goes.
careful with the follow-up, forcing the Caitlyn flash away. Caitlyn not paying attention to the bouncing grenade that had taken down 3 minions. A lot of damage coming in. So forcing the flash and barrier actually from Caitlyn.
Yeah, and there's a very weird lane swap happening here. On finds himself in the mid lane, and Ari is in the top lane. Is he trying
On
to
horn being blown,
find
gets
the
the
Diana?
knock-up onto the Diana, but the Wukong is right here. The Diana ultimate will land. The On will just dash away, but the follow-up kill is not there. The Diana decides not to auto-attack once. The brand burn is landing
Oh.
onto the Diana, gets away with a sliver of HP. But there is a
will the
re-engage
brand die for
onto
it?
the band right now. The Soraka comes in and heals them back up. The
Oi.
brand passive is doing work. Lot of messy fights going on.
Lots of messy fights, and Hitsuzen is just so aggressive. It does not matter if it's the Poppy, the Diana, the Wukong. The man just wants to fight.
Yeah. It does not matter if it's in the top lane, the mid lane.
The Caitlyn
man
does
just
not
wants
have
to fight.
flash, this is very
Caitlyn
risky.
does a lot of damage. The headshot is lined up, but the Soraka comes in and Shaggy will snipe him away.
Yeah, that was a very weird death from the Caitlyn. I'm not too sure if he had the shutdown bounty as well, but the Jin takes full advantage of the mispositioning by the Caitlyn.
Ooh, in the
Ari
top lane
and-
we do see Ari getting locked up, CC'd by the Poppy right now, but will be forced to use her ultimate to disengage right there. And Hitsuzen constantly dueling it out with the Diana again. The top lane turret is really low, so it's an opportunity there for the red side to go for the first turret gold.
Yeah, and Ari will be able to take that turret down as well in the top lane. So that swap did turn out to be favorable for the Ari at least.
The
On
Diana jumps
again.
in, gets the engage onto the on, flash follow up, the on, sees Grace screen yet again. The Caitlyn gets rooted up, but will not matter. The Milio healing up so much, but good focus coming on from the Jin, taking out the healing support. The same is being done by Caitlyn, taking out the Soraka. Now the support of have been killed by both the ADCs, and Jin comes out on the top because he had his barrier up and the Soraka did not.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
the
in,
Caitlyn
in,
did
in
not.
that fight, I think Caitlyn did had her headshot up and misclicked onto the minion as well.
Oh,
So I think
you,
that
you hate
would
to see
have.
that.
Yeah, you hate to see that because I think he may have stood a chance against the Jin, but Jin 3-0 350 gold shutdown bounty, very close to his infinity edge, has the collector completed, almost 170 CS at 18 minutes. This guy is very strong.
Yeah, Shaggy definitely a menace right now for YAKUZA Gaming in the top lane. His same old story with Hitsuzen. He is trying to trade on to the Poppy, and I feel he's healing the Poppy right now.
He just does not stop fighting, man.
The on-horn
He's-
is being blown. The Poppy gets knocked up. A lot of damage being dished out from the side of on. He will look to chase. The slow does land,
Oh,
and the
no,
Poppy will
that's-
disengage.
Yeah, but Hitsuzen, he has my respect at least. 1-5-0, he does not care. He will keep fighting
Like,
you.
bring it on. I do not care.
On Fiora, it does not matter to them. Might get a solo
I mean, the
kill for his
Soraka
couple.
ultimate does end up giving a lot of HP back to the Poppy. Now we see a teleport getting from the Dan on the top lane, but the Wukong will just come. So 3 people collapse onto top side for YAKUZA Gaming, but on the opposite side, the Untamable Beasts really do not have any objectives to take over, and the Ari somehow ends up getting caught, has to burn her
Yeah,
ultimate.
the Ari had TP'd to help the On in the top lane, and then he finds himself in trouble against the Wukong.
I mean,
has to burn his ult as well.
it would have been a good play if there was a dragon up or something for Hitsuzen's team to capitalize on, because he is pulling 2 or 3 players to him. But there was just nothing for Untamable Beast to take. Now in the bot lane again we see a fight. Good traps coming out from the Caitlyn, making sure the Diana does not follow.
Very
up.
nice
The
charm by
getting
Ari.
Kiting away from the Wukong. Gets a
I mean,
huge
it's a
shutdown.
shut. Yeah, but I think he could have survived after charming and pressing W. You get the MS burst, and he could have just ran away. The Wukong would have died regardless.
So YAKUZA Gaming take a turret down in the mid lane, the tier 2. The Herald is charging in the bot side for Untamable Beast. On Horn again, and he gets rooted, so he misses that. I mean, what was his plan right there? He has a Milio behind him. There is no carry or no damage source right there to follow.
Yeah, the Soraka can just keep healing the Jin, so I'm not too sure what his plan was right there. 15-6 in terms of kills, but still a relatively close game. Only a 3,000, 4,000 goal lead for YAKUZA Gaming. But it's on the right people, right? Diana.
Yeah, that's what I was
Jin.
about to say. You have a Jin and a Diana who are fed out of their minds. You have a
And
Wukong
the
who is
Wukong as
7
well has
and
2
3.
items completed.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard for the carries from Untamable Beast to dish out constant damage.
Yeah, and now the Jin has around 70% critical strike as well, so he is very strong. Does complete the Infinity Edge, gets the Cloak of Agility as well to boost up his critical strike rate. This next fight might decide the game actually, because Jin is very strong and so is the Diana.
So 21 minutes into the game, we are looking at a 4,000 goal lead for the side of YAKUZA Gaming right here. The Dragon is about to spawn soon. The Baron is on the cards for both the team to play around. Looking
Yeah,
at
and this
the
will be a
items-
very close next fight, Faisal, because the brand has his 2 items as well.
Ooh, Ari
Yaz
might
Beast
end up
and
facing him.
Allies.
Why did the Soraka press E? The Ari was about to walk into them. I think they could have ended up killing her. Fighting for the vision near Dragon before the Dragon spawns. Caitlyn taking a lot of damage, getting chunked to half.
Yeah,
The Milio should
but look
heal
at the
her
top
up.
side of the map. The Diana might get a really good flank on them. It's not watered
Oh,
from
menacing
Diana.
the Jin opens up his legs. A big ultimate landing on both to the carries of the side of Untamable Beast. The Ari being so mobile will end up escaping, but the dream on the Katin goes down. Unfortunate. They did not have vision on the top side, and the Diana gets a massive flank.
Yeah, exactly. The Diana just ran from the top lane towards the dragon and was not warded anywhere. And obviously, Caitlyn could not see the Diana coming. Diana gets the two-man ultimate onto both the carries as well, and another dragon, and there it's the sole point for Yakuza Gaming.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Untamable Beasts anymore. Yakuza Gaming on Soul Point, that two of the Hextech Dragon, they are 6,000 gold ahead at 23 minutes. 16 kills to 6 up, all the right people fed on their side, and uphill battle for Untamable Beasts right now.
Yeah, and I think they can just look to push their advantage now. I think Diana can go to the bot lane, obliterate that turret with the Lich Bane she has, with the grubs that she has, and I think Jin is in a very good place as well with the Soraka behind him in all the team fights. Not a lot of threat as well because uh, Untamable Beasts do not have champions that can dive the Jin except
I mean,
maybe
Hilsuzen
Ari
trying to engage onto the Diana right here. He is pretty alone right there. The Diana ultimate does
and misses the Ari.
hold him up, misses the second part of his ult. It's then just caught in no man's land right there, far away from his team, ends up going down,
Yeah,
and we see
I,
the brand
I
go
think
down as well.
that's game and that's barren as well for Yakuza Gaming. I have no idea why Hitsuzen would ever fight there.
Ooh, a charm landing onto the Diana, but she will just get healed back up. So this should be a pretty free Baron, uncontested. The jungler and the top laner are down for the side of Untamable Beast, unless
Yeah, unless they can pull off the miracle play, which I don't see it happening at all.
Milio football kick. Come on, I believe. And ooh, it was close actually. Okay,
It wasn't close.
Copium.
And now, it's gonna be really hard for Untamable Beast to play this game because the Jin with all his range and Dinah with the boosted up minions, they're just gonna melt these turrets and siege essentially. It's a very questionable decision making coming in from Hitsuzen again in game 2 as well.
Hitsuzen is just pranking his team at this point.
His name, they should just remove the Zen from his name and it should be just It's You because that's all he's been doing the whole game.
It's you, my boy. It's you. You are part of the problem, unfortunately. Again, game getting settled down a bit. 25 minutes, massive goal advantage for Yakuza Gaming, and it's just a matter of time as how they finish this game off.
Yeah,
Try
and
not
they
to
have
make any stupid plays.
just returned from the base as well, so expect the goal lead to just blow out in Yakuza Gaming's favor. Already a 7,000 goal lead.
We see a
It's
fight in the
Hitsuzen
top
again.
lane again. They're pretty isolated. I don't see Hitsuzen going down right now. In the mid lane, we see a full-on 4v4 team fight. The Jin ultimate doing a lot of damage. Soraka ult buys a lot of HP. But the brand passive doing a lot of damage. And
Yeah, but it does not matter because the Soraka is again very strong, very comfortable in the backline, and she's just gonna keep healing the Wukong, the Jin, the Dyna, and they'll be back to full HP real soon.
I mean, Hitsuzen forcing a
top
flash
lane.
out of Poppy right now, but I think Poppy is just laughing at his screen right now because, like, you can fight me as long as you want. My team is destroying your base right now.
Yeah, and I think this could be game. If the Dyna does not die, she will melt the turrets, and they do not have the wave clear since.
Hitsuzen, you
on-
might want to recall, buddy. You are
Exactly.
losing your base. You can give up the tier 2 turret. I mean, yeah, sure, you get the kill onto your solo laner. Feel good about that, but you ended up losing 2 turrets, an inhibitor, and a team fight, and well, you get 2 kills. Wukong
And he'll
kind of
die
wins.
for it, but I think that's kind of good. But
Yeah, that is worth for Hitsuzen, but does it matter in the long run?
yeah, it really does not, right? The fourth dragon, the soul, is going to come up as well. Wukong, Poppy, both of them are going to be up. And in a straight up 5v5, I do not think Untamable Beasts have the tools to fight against Yakuza
I mean,
anymore.
just imagine if Brand had a little more gold, because last team fight he had procced his passive, I believe, on 3 members, and it was looking so good. If the Brand had a few more items, we are looking at a completely different result after the team fight.
Yeah, but again, you have to kill the Soraka. The Soraka can heal everyone back up to full HP. So
I mean, he
even
does
if
end up getting the Oblivion Orb, which is gonna apply AoE healing reduction.
yeah, Milio has it as well. But again, I don't think they're just very behind. They find themselves
Yeah,
far too
too
reactive
little, too
against
late.
this fight.
Milio being forced to walk into the jungle to put down Vision will end up getting rooted. And
Kills
what?
just like that.
Okay,
That does make sense when you press tab and look at the items the man has.
And now they have the Hextech Soul as well. Oh my god, the Jin 4th shot is
Oh
gonna
my
hit
God.
like a truck right now.
Yeah, I think that could one shot the Caitlyn from full HP.
Yeah. Usually you're used
I
to seeing the
wouldn't be
Caitlyn with
surprised.
you're used to see the Caitlyn with the rapid fire headshotting and one-shotting the carries, but this time it's the Jin who's gonna be doing that to her.
Yeah, and they are running down towards the mid lane. They should really just go top lane, take that inhib as well, and
Yeah, no need to waste time on the buffs. Just
yeah. Are we looking for a dive in the top lane?
on will go back to safety with the recall. The mid lane inhib is already down. The Poppy is pushing the bottom. The Diana will catch up that wave on the top side. A solid 1-3-1 going on from the side of Yakuza Gaming. The Ari ends up taking the Hex Gate, trying to flank the Poppy for some reason. The charm, okay, it lands, but what is the follow-up after that? Forced to flash away and ult away. The Poppy takes like quarter of his HP as damage, and they end up killing the on.
And after
That was
after
just not
everything
the
has
plan.
happened, Hitsuzen dies again. So,
Oh my god, I just feel bad.
beautiful
right now.
charm onto the Wukong by the Ari. That was really good.
So they do end up getting a reverse kill. Ice Knock will get the kill onto the Brand, uses the Zonias to keep her safe, and will just walk out, and Mommy Soraka is here to heal you back up.
Yeah, I think that's a missed opportunity from the Caitlyn. When Diana Zonias, you can put your trap onto the champion and just right click her to death. So I think that's a missed opportunity. But still, I think this game
So
is
knocking at the gates in the bottom side, this turret should go down, no issues.
yeah, and 12,000 gold lead for Yakuza Gaming. Again.
I mean, if the Jin auto-attacked the turret instead of Caitlyn right there, they would have gotten the turret, but it's okay, matter of another wave.
Yeah, I don't think they're too worried anymore. The Baron is going to come up in a few seconds, and I think we're looking at the end of the game pretty soon.
Yeah, Diana is on the top side, making sure that wave is pushed up and prepared to take the Baron. I think Yakuza Gaming can start recalling right now from the bot side and head towards Baron.
Yeah, speaking of items, Brand does complete his Marilyn Omicron, so I think this is as strong as he is going to be in this game.
I mean,
So
let's just
the
hope
next
that
team fight
AoE
just
coming
decides
out,
the game.
but
Yeah.
they're just so far behind. 12,000
Yeah.
goal lead at 30 minutes. Something
Yeah,
has to go
I-
really, really wrong from the side of Yakuza Gaming to not be able to close this off. The
And they don't
Bobby
even have a
just-
Vayne top
Yeah.
like yesterday's game. So.
I mean, if the people were tuned in yesterday, they would have known what we're talking about. So the Poppy starts engaging on the bot side. At the same time, his team started the Baron. Very good play. Ends up surviving as well. And will make sure that his team takes the Baron, no reply.
Yeah, mid inhibitor has spawned, so I think that's another objective that Yakuza Gaming
It's
can.
Susan. Questionable. Okay. The Wukong does end up engaging, but the Brand is doing work right now. Oh my god, the damage coming on from the Diana ultimate takes down the entire backline of the Untameable Beast, and that is GG. Yakuza Gaming dominant once again. 30 kills to 10, this time taking 10 minutes more than the last game, but it's just another storm. It was not even
Yeah,
close.
and Soraka Soraka did really well in that last fight actually. So she flashed behind the Wukong, healed him again, and bought a lot of time for the Wukong to enable the Dyna to come in and just clear out the whole fight, and that's the end of the game. Yakuza Gaming 2-0.
I mean, very convincing 2-0 as
Very
well.
convincing.
I mean, sure, they played really well, but I felt like a lot of that had to do with the top laner from Untamable Beast as well. He needs to like hold his horses a little bit, not helping his team out a lot if he dies in lane as on like 5 times, 4 times. But then again, just the first tournament, I'm pretty sure this is a new team. They can get to know each other more, practice more, and build that synergy up, get better plays, and let's hope they come back into the next tournament very strong, and we are excited to host them again.
Yeah, and the trend continues as well. All the quarterfinals matches have been 2-0. And Yakuza Gaming moves on to the semi-final, which will be either tomorrow or the day after against Temple of Kings. I think that game. Looking at
they
Yakuza
have,
Gaming's form, I think that could be an interesting series. I'm not going to say close because that would be much better.
I mean, definitely Yakuza Gaming are gonna be massive underdogs coming into that game, but they had a very strong showing right now. So let's just look at the highlights of this second game of the quarterfinals and just see the plays coming out from the side of Yakuza Gaming.
I think again it's going to be a top lane montage of two tank champions fighting to their deaths, and then Jin coming in essentially and just having the game of his life in this tournament.
I mean, yeah, the top side we see Hitsuzen going down early, and this was just unacceptable. This should just never happen. I mean,
Yeah, that is like unforgivable. If you're the on and the brand does that, I think you're pretty tilted, right?
you're
again,
spamming FF in chat already.
At level 1, very questionable by the on to just start with the pot and ends up dying for it.
Yeah, beautiful disengage right there, but the Wukong is just waiting to clean up. Again, another top lane fight. This is where he flashes to follow up and get the kill. And at this point, the
on
Poppy
walks
just
up
ahead.
to the wall as well in the previous play. At the same time, Brand dies to the Wukong, so it was never any good news for Untamable Beast anywhere. This was actually not a bad fight because the Brand got to use all his spells and did really well to kill the Poppy here or the Wukong. Yeah, he kills the Wukong here. But it's
the
all downhill
passive just
from
doing a
here.
lot of damage.
Yeah.
I think even after getting that slight like gold back, again Hitsuzen should have just looked to farm up minions, look for teleport. plays
Actually,
with his team.
he goes 0-3 down and then manages to kill the Poppy solo. I think that happens right here.
Yeah,
If I'm not wrong. Yeah, there you go. But then
just-
again, you just keep fighting too much, and that's what happens.
you're picking up on, you're basically scaling up to help your team get those levels quick, get those items for your carry, look to blow the
Correct.
horn on horn in the team fight. So why would you just go 1v1? Might as well just pick a 1v1 champion.
Yeah, and again, same thing. Gets caught, dies. They lose out on the Baron after this play as well, and lot of work for Hitsuzen to do.
I mean, yeah, let's just hope this was a good experience for him, good exposure in his first tournament is what I'm assuming, and he takes it with a grain of salt and tries to brush up his laning and come back stronger next time.
Yeah, and props to Yakuza Gaming as well. They targeted the on as well. The jungler was hovering around top side, the early levels, and they made him pay for the over aggression. This was very close. This is where I think the brand just blows up to Shaggy's fourth shot.
Yeah, the Jin was just so far ahead at this point, and
I was surprised the game did not end here. and
they
it
decide
required
to
one more
back off.
Baron.
Yeah.
they did. And this
I mean,
is where
then does
On
get
gets
the final laugh, I guess,
Yeah,
onto the
exactly.
Poppy.
he gets the shutdown on the Wukong as well shortly after, which we missed right now. Soul Point goes to Yakuza Gaming, and I think this was it.
This was it, yeah. We'll see somewhere the Jin just two-shotting the Caitlyn. And this engage was very questionable as well. Why are you trying to kill a Poppy at level 16? You're just not gonna do it. That too with an Ari and a Non. They just get collapsed on later.
Yeah, and again we see all 5 men brawling out in the bot lane. Engage onto Shaggy there. Wukong jumps into the backline with the Poppy. This is where Soraka flashes in. If you look at how much time she bought for the Wukong to deal the damage and enable Diana, and then they just get a very clean ace, only losing Wukong, and that's the end of the game and the series as well. Quarterfinals are done.
So yeah, that was the end of our second quarterfinal between Yakuza Gaming and Untamable Beasts, and Untamable Beasts going down 0-2. Yakuza Gaming all the way from Sri Lanka doing really well, showing up really strong, making good plays, and they have a mountain to climb. They have, like, honestly, a
They
planet
will
to
be
climb.
facing India's and South Asia's best team in TOK very soon. So they will have to improve as well, but promising signs from them, 2 really strong showings.
I mean, whatever happens is just a win-win situation for Yakuza Gaming. I feel even if they lose, they get to play against one of the best players in the region, and they can work on their gameplay as well. They get to learn a lot from that game. They can know their weaknesses, know where they have to improve, and if the teams stick together for throughout the year, we can see the quality of teams improving drastically as we move on from tournament to tournament.
Yes, really excited for that series, and as you said, yeah, it's gonna be a great learning experience for Yakuza Gaming, regardless of the result.
So just talking about the brackets real quick, we have our semi-finals set up already. The first is going to be Temple of Kings against Yakuza Gaming, and we have Reign of Terror and NTO Gaming as our second semi-finals, which will be happening again tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So be sure to tune in on the action of League of Legends right there. And then we will be having our grand finals, which will be a best of 5 on Sunday.
Yeah, and again, all 4 teams are undefeated. They haven't lost a single game coming into the semi-finals. So let's see how that goes. Yeah.
And pulling up the scoreboard of the second game real quick, and we will see how the teams did. So there you go, guys. Confirmation of the victory. Yakuza Gaming clean sweeping the Untamable Beasts, beating them 2-0 in the quarterfinals of the Esports Community Cup July Open. We will be seeing the scoreboard really quick to see the recap of that game. And it's just an absolute massacre right here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 30-10 in kills, 66,000 gold to 49,000, towers 10-3. Again, dragons, they got the dragon soul as well. 3 Hextech dragons, 1 ocean drake against 1 infernal drake, 2 barons. The only thing that's looking even is the void grubs, and deserved victory by Yakuza Gaming, 2-0 against Untamable Beasts.
As we spoke, looking at the bans, this was, I feel, I hate to say it, but a micro gap in lanes itself, at least in the top side. The bot side were pretty even. The Caitlyn at one point had a bounty on her as well, and I was hoping the Caitlyn will do well, but the top side of the map was just so disproportionate, the Caitlyn just didn't get to play the game.
Yes, and that's going to be the only quarterfinal that was streamed, and we will be jumping into semi-finals. For you guys who want to join these tournaments and be part of the community, do join the official LOL India South Asian Discord server for exclusive content, giveaways, and community tournaments like the one we have on our hands right now.
And again, reminding you guys that this is just the first tournament out of many yet to come. The Esports Club has an amazing line of tournaments lined up, And for the brackets, we will be showing you the updated brackets right now. As we see, Temple of Kings going against YAKUZA Gaming, Reign of Terror coming up against NTO, battling out in a best of 3 semi-finals tomorrow and day after, fighting for their place in the grand finals.
Yes, and the grand finals will be played out on Sunday, so that it's non-stop action for the next 3 days. So guys, do tune in to the Esports Club, and we will have all the live coverage for you.
Again, first place bagging in that nice hefty 30k, and second place will take home 20k. So good bonus for the tournament. And for that, we have to thank our sponsors, Zotac Gaming, for making this possible. Check out their GeForce cards in the description and make sure you get yourselves good gear. And again, guys, be sure to tune in tomorrow again, same time, on the same channel, Esports Club, over on YouTube. Be sure to follow all the social medias to be updated about the tournament timings and what's going on into the community in general. All the socials are in the description box. You can join us over on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That is League of Legends in SA. That is @ League of Legends in SA. And that's it from me, Fireball, and my friend Kaka here. Thank you for watching, and we shall see you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Burn your bridges, make your choice. Fight your demons, raise your voice. They're only silent if we're making noise. So let the battle begin. Bended knees and broken bones. A bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution.
They wanna count me out. Next time pick a higher number. Next time you should run for cover. Next time let the giant slumber. They wanna keep me down. No amount of your words get humble. That spirit never refuse to crumble. Got the wrong line, reduce the mumbles. 2 a.m. on first. Imitate vultures how they lurk. 10 toes with it, I'm out of eye with you, boy. Challenge the best with your worst. This my turf. Way I move is inertia. Can't be stopped, it's unheard of. From the dirt, sweat got my feet muddy. Spin my wins, they might search you. On my word, path took plenty turns and wrote my confidence in cursive. When submerged, I found resolve on my purpose and tell you about it back on surface. I survived. I survived. Ever been lost in the woods, praying that it don't get dark? Ooh. Ever been in a situation couldn't win, but you still had heart? Yeah, if you anything like me, evolve from chum to shark, the hunger starts to grow apart. You didn't know you had. It's like that. Flip the switch, turn it up, and I'm giving the gas. I lock it in all free. Adrenaline double my percent. Made a home in the unknown. I swear I never fear again. I got ice in my blood, big enough to down this shit. I don't care how bad it get. I got 10 toes down. Don't forget, I survived. I survived. When you on the brink and you in too deep, when you feeling weak, when it's hard to breathe, you gon' take a knee? Never. You gon' keep it G forever. Stand up and face whatever. I'm built unique, I'm better than the hard times I seen. Crime scene, obscene, face the ugly, cover up like Maybelline. Had uncertainty and urgency, cut from me like surgery. Formed again more sturdily, personally. I don't see nobody stopping me. I don't see nobody topping me. I don't see nobody honestly. I run you over if that's what it's gotta be. And it's gotta be what I look like, having fear still haunt me. What I look like, having regret haunt me. Pay that price, I don't care what it costs me. All my life been me against the army. I'ma push the red button on them like Atari. I'm big dog with a human like a Maltese. See more fall off the 03 tall tees. Not sorry for the way I am. Learn the ball and with no one holding your hand. Never back down, never hide in the sand. If you ain't hear the message, let me say it again. Yo, let me say it again. I survived. I survived. I survived. I survived. I survived.
Rhythm of the night, set my heart on fire. Moving with the wind, it's pulling me closer. Eyes holding the truth, with nothing to lose. Everything to find, I will follow through. All that's underneath, draw it out of me. I see visions of everything we always dream. When the morning comes, stars the sky above. Will you be ready? When I'm out here in the weeds, got my sights set on this, got me at sea. Always looking for a sign. I see it all on the horizon line. Everything I need is right in front of me. Will you reach out, take it, it's yours to keep. And the sun is high, shining in my eyes, moving west to lead us to paradise. All that's underneath, draw it out of me. I see visions of everything we always dream. When the morning comes, stars the sky above. Will you be ready? When I'm out here in the weeds, got my sights set on this, got me at sea. Always looking for a sign. I see it all on the horizon line. I see it all on the horizon line. I see it all on the horizon line. Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention. the cup! Come on, come on, come on!
Eyes on the battle, not your screen, Commander.
I was thinking we could use some backup. Yes! Now, Ryder!
Steal your pride, Wolf. The fish girl is winning.
Woo!
He's mine.
Not bad, little leader.
I'm guessing you have a plan, Commander.
We win! Hey! But that's how freedom begins. Bended knees and broken bones. A bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion. Be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Burn your bridges, make your choice. Fight your demons, raise your voice. They're only silent if we're making noise. So let the battle begin. Bended knees and broken bones. A bleeding heart never bleeds alone.